Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Crime and Cask coming at you here on 97.7 FM, WVFF radio in the Low Country, Cottageville, South Carolina. We are coming here from Veterans for Freedom Radio and the Truth in Broadcasting Corporation. Welcome to the show. We're just listening to a little Swamp Justice. You're listening to Swamp Justice with Crime and Cask. And I'm trying out a new microphone, so if I'm getting some feedback and some other issues, I apologize for that. But let's start in Swamp Justice today on 97.7 FM WVFF. We're going to talk about who else have we been talking about lately is Union County, South Carolina. Let me tell you, it wasn't that long ago that I had never stepped foot into Union County, South Carolina, but here I am. And for those of you playing along at home, I'm only here to try to do good for the citizens of the state of South Carolina and especially of Union County. Now, some people may think that I'm in here causing a ruckus. Well, I'm here to tell you that the ruckus was already there. I'm just telling you about the ruckus. There's a difference. I'm not creating one. I'm merely reporting what is told to me, what I can go and verify, and I get back to you. So just understand that. Don't shoot the messenger, I guess is the story here. Well, let's talk about this because I'm going to kind of go from I love timelines. I'm going to kind of go from a timeline here for you. I started looking into the case of Jana Manasco from Union, South Carolina. She disappeared 2 years ago. And in that disappearance, her father's been looking for her for 2 years. His name is Jimmy Steins. And Jimmy's a great guy. I called him up. I said, hey, I'm an investigative reporter. When I come out, I want to talk to you about this. He's like, come on out. I got some people you can sit down and talk with, and we'll go over this, and I can show you where I think she is and what we've done and in the past. Listen, I am not a miracle worker. However, I've only been in Union County for about, I guess, going on 2 months now. I believe wholeheartedly, 100%, that we have found where Jana Manasco is. I have uncovered how she was killed, who killed her, and what happened to her after she was killed. And we're going to go over that. And we're going to go who I have informed in this. It's always a big question. Who did you tell? Did you tell police? Oh, did I ever tell police? Yes, I have. All right, so let's get into it. Union County Sheriff, his name is Jeff Bailey. I've never met Mr. Bailey, but I did send him an email early on requesting some information as a media, and I've yet to hear back from him. This has nothing to do with Mr. Bailey. I am just merely, again, reporting what I have been told and what I see for myself and hear from hundreds of people. I've lost count in Union County who come up to me and say things like, I just got one here. I get these all the time from Union County. Hey, I have some more corrupt information on Union County if you're interested. I would like to stay anonymous in telling you about it, though, if possible. Of course you can. But with that message I just got there, I have them in the hundreds. I am not joking. It's ridiculous, honestly, that the county has this many people with that much corruption. All right, so let's get into it. We talked about Jana and her disappearance from August of 2023 from the Monarch area. The Monarch area, for anybody who hasn't been living under a stone for the last 20 years, has turned into what used to be a beautiful place in the Monarch Mill area where people grew up and kids played. Now it's absolutely, unfortunately, it's turned into a drug-infested, crime-ridden, bullet-ridden area in South Carolina. And that is in the county of Union, Monarch is. For those of you playing along at home, Susan Smith, 30 years ago, stopped at the stoplight there in Monarch, and she was the one that said two African American people had jumped her in her car and took off with her kids. Susan Smith is in South Carolina prison. But just to give you some background. So let's be fair to Sheriff Bailey, since he won't talk to me. He did talk to somebody, Margaret Ann Carter. Margaret Ann is a reporter for Fox News. She specifically addressed concerns that Jimmy Steins, the father of Jana, had in the lack of what's going on in South Carolina as far as trying to help find her. And I realize that the sheriff's department, their job, not their only job is not to find Jana. They have many other things to do. But let's just hear. I'm going to try to figure this out. Let's just hear what image. We're going to share screen here for those of you at home listening on the radio, but I'm going to do this since we're broadcasting on YouTube as well. We're going to share our screen. We're going to get over to, here we go. 2 years later, let's listen to Sheriff Jeff Bailey.
Any dad, whether you be a police officer or what, would be doing more than what's getting done.
So I took Jimmy's concerns straight to the sheriff of Union County.
What's your response to people who believe that the sheriff's office isn't giving this case the attention it deserves?
Well, it's, you know, I met over a year ago at the fire department down in Monarch, and I told them, and if you can't tell by me talking and doing this interview that I want to find her, I don't know what to say. I said, but we're giving 110%, but we have to have somewhere to look.
Okay. We've got to have somewhere to look. You heard Sheriff Jeff Bailey. So, what did we do? Well, let's get into that because he said he needed some place to look. So I gave him a place to look. And I contacted a fine gentleman out of South Carolina who runs a dog training center for military, for police, for the public, and he has also cadaver dogs. So I did contacted him, and we got some cadaver dogs to come out to the Monarch area, and we're going to see if I can add. No, I don't want to add that again. We want to, here we go, share screen. I'll read this along for you guys at home listening on the radio. But we had cadaver dogs hit on multiple sites in Monarch searching for missing Union County woman, Jana Manasco. So we kind of go through the background here, but what does it mean when a cadaver dog hits on something? Well, cadaver dogs, formerly known as human remains detection dogs, HRD dogs, are specially trained to detect a unique chemical compound released during human decomposition. Now that may not sound very fun, but it's a needed service that's out there. So they hit on certain smells, and these smells can last weeks, months, years. And these dogs are also trained and worked with FEMA during Hurricane Helene. So these dogs were on it, and there was 3 of them. And what does this mean for Union County law enforcement? Well, for investigators, that means multiple confirmed hits in close proximity certainly can indicate a possible historic burial or disposal site. Movement or transfer of remains through soil and water runoff, or more than one victim may have been placed in that area. And for those who are viewing on YouTube, I'm currently showing a picture right now of a bloody carpet that we believe Jana was placed on. And the viewers can see it's very brown, red, orange, very much what the color of blood would look like 2 years after. Blood doesn't stay red the whole time. It kind of turns a darker, very rusty color. And so here's what we have. Here's based off of numerous, and I mean well over a dozen. I lost count. Investigations and interviews with people. Come to find out, there's an area called on the 215 loop just outside of Union, in the Monarch area. There's a trailer there, and Jana unfortunately got into drugs, and she was with a few individuals down in the back area towards the railroad. And in this particular time, they tried to drug her to the point where she would have passed out, and she wasn't passing out. And so someone decided it would be a good idea to take a very large branch and hit her over the head with it. That did knock her out, according to many people interviewed. And after that, they had assaulted her and tried to wake her up after, and she wouldn't wake up. So they went and got a out of this trailer here. They got a blanket, a comforter, placed her on that. It's a bloody comforter that's in the possession of Union County Sheriff Department. They said SLED has it. We'll see. And she was drug up to the trailer where water was sprayed on her. At this time, it's alleged that she had passed away at this time. So they're spraying water on a dead woman. And they finally realized that she is indeed dead. And at this point, I was told that they kind of wrapped her up in this and put her underneath the trailer to kind of figure out what to do with her in that oh crap moment that they had. There she sat, as I understand it, for a couple of days, and there she sat for a couple of days until they decided they have to get rid of her because rigor mortis sets in. The body starts to have this decomposition. It starts to emit these enzymes that the dogs hit, and it also starts to have a smell to it that is not pleasant whatsoever. So again, as I was told, these individuals went to the local store there to get a sawzall, which for those of you who don't know, it's kind of a handheld device with a saw that kind of has a shooting motion that just really will cut things up fairly easily. In the meantime, while someone was doing that, they went back into the trailer on 215 loop and cut out a large swath where the individual who lived there came out and said, "What are you doing?" And they said, "Get back in your room unless you want to be next." They took his carpet and put her on it. They drug her down to an area 2 properties over and proceeded to cut her up into pieces and drop her into a well. And it's kind of a well that's it's like these old 1940s, 50s. It's a dry, abandoned well, and has the cement that kind of rises up around it. And then they got a bag of Quickcrete, and in the bag of Quickcrete, they dumped the Quickcrete over the top of her, dumped some water over the top of it so it would harden and she would go away. Now, I posted that story on October 9th. It's currently November 4th. On October 9th, I posted that story. And on October 11th, a Lieutenant Suber from the Union County Sheriff's Department called the CC News Network. It got their voicemail. It says, "You've reached the CC News Network. We're out doing an investigation," whatever the outgoing message says. So he knows that he called a media company. I left the name CC News Network and the phone number with a who I thought at the time owned the property where the well was on a Saturday following the Cadaver dogs look and hit on, but I left it with the owner who I thought owned the well. Turns out he doesn't own the well, but he was mad. He thought people were on his property digging around when we were out with the dogs. And anyway, so I get this phone call from Lieutenant Suber on the 11th. So 2 days after I posted the article. And I thought he's calling me about Jana Manasco. I thought, certainly you're calling me about Janet, right? Something's going on, something that we've done. We've sent the Cadaver dogs. They made all these hits. No, I'm calling about a trespassing charge. I said, a trespassing charge. I said, well, we got written permission from the landowners. I got verbal permission from another landowner. He said, no, this has to do with another landowner. And I said, well, those are the only three I know we were on. I said, but I'm interested that the lead investigator for the County of Union in South Carolina is focusing on a trespassing charge. I mean, it seems kind of below your pay grade, but he said, no, we work on everything. I was like, oh, all right, well, good to know. So after a nice little talk, we started to talk about Jana. I went into detail, more detail, by the way, than what I have told you. I gave him names, approximate dates, where it exactly happened, how it happened in more detail. And I asked him, I'm going to play this for you now, so you guys can hear it. I asked him what they were going to do about all this. And this is what he had to say. Let's go into it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yes, I do. Okay, good. So, are you guys going to go check out? Are you guys going to go check out Walton's property and Mathis's? If I pronounce that right, Mathis property. See if there's a well over there with Jana Manasco in it.
We will go check that out, and we will see what it says. Right now, that's ongoing investigation. We can't release any of that information. We'll go see what we can do.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Into the particular, can't do that.
You have an email I can send you something?
Okay, so I'm not going to get into his email, but let's just end that. So now we have Lieutenant Suber. So yeah, we're going to look into that. You heard him. That was him. That wasn't me. That was him. You heard say we're going to look into that. You've got Sheriff Jeff Bailey saying, tell us a place to look. So I told Lieutenant Suber a place to look. And, well, what do you think happened? I mean, tell me what you think happened. Did he go look? No, he didn't go look. I understand in the last couple of days, they may have taken their own cadaver dogs out there and tried to look, but it's interesting that they will go get a warrant for a business owner trying to protect his business from a known felon who was in his store carrying a firearm with his wife there by herself, and let that felon go to the sheriff's department and file a false felony report, police report, to then take that false felony police report, go to a magistrate judge and have that magistrate judge sign it. And then the next day get 3 sled agents and other sheriff department individuals to descend upon said business in Union County for no reason other than the word of and when I looked at his record, I think it was over 65 times this man's been arrested and I'm told is a confidential informant for the Union County Sheriff's Department. But they took the word of that versus not only myself as a member of the media and told him I had numerous people. We had cadaver dogs that hit on these spots that proved what these people were telling us. Jimmy Steins has said the same things. I mean, it's over and over and over again where credible sources have come forward to the Union County Sheriff's Department to tell them who did it, where they did it, what they did with their body afterward, and how they disposed of her body and where her body currently is. Now, on anywhere else in planet Earth besides Union County, South Carolina, you would have everybody descending upon this besides taking a cell phone, trying to point it down there and see if you can see 30 feet down with your cell phone camera. I digress. I don't understand this. So I did what I said I was going to do to Lieutenant Suber, and I emailed him, and I emailed, I think his name is Hawthorne, the coroner, for Union County, South Carolina, on the 14th of October. I emailed him, and then I emailed Lieutenant Zuber again on the 15th of October, redescribing everything, telling him more information that I had found out today from the day before, as well as the coroner, and told them this is credible information, and under South Carolina law, they're required by law to act upon this, to go look. Did they look? So here's the timeline. It was the cadaver dogs on the 8th, article on the 9th. He called me on the 11th for a trespassing charge to try to find out who was driving some machinery that showed up. I don't know these people. And I emailed on the 14th and I emailed on the 15th. And here we sit doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. But we can go back and see. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I missed something. Let's see. I can share the screen again. Maybe he said something in this. Let's see. I don't know. Keep talking.
112 square miles.
Sheriff Jeff Bailey says his office follows up on every lead they get.
Every lead they get? That's not true.
And he's open to help from outside agencies. But
well, I guess I'm an outside agency, and I have not heard from him yet, except his lieutenant called me about a trespassing charge. Go on.
Right now, there's no direction in which they can go.
Well, a lot of the searches we do, I've been present on with the, looking, watching with the drones, what's going on.
Watching with the drones, what's going on. He wasn't at the, although he was not invited, he was not at the cadaver dogs on the 8th.
We've had dogs out searching the area. We followed those dogs with the drone and along with the leaders. And, I've actually, we've checked out has some type leads that led us to believe that they might have placed her in a well or something. So every well in the area, we've run cameras down and checked, and we've seen nothing.
That is not true. Or the cameras that you've run down are your cell phone cameras that are just going to show at the bottom of a well some cement and some sticks. Yes, Mr. Bailey. There are sticks and cement. And underneath that, according to, I've lost track of cadaver dogs now hitting on this well, that Jana Manasco or some deceased individual is at the bottom of this well. I even had to contact what used to be called DHEC, Department of Health and Environmental Control. Not sure what it's called now in South Carolina, but I even contacted them to get anybody to do anything. I contacted SLED to say they're not doing anything. I contacted the FBI. Nothing. 0 plus 0 equals 0 is going on. And honestly, I'm tired of it. Tired of it. So I don't know, Union, South Carolina. You tell me. I keep getting these messages like I get from you guys. I mean, here's another one. Here, the town of Carlisle, I always call it Carlisle, is overcharging people for water to pay themselves. They need to get rid of the crooks down there. It's in Union County. I mean, those are the last. Getting a little excited here. Those are just the last two that I've gotten. And that's how crazy this has become in Union, South Carolina. I don't know what to tell you, but something's got to change, and I hope it comes soon. Positive change. I told Lieutenant Suber, I said, I am here to help. I am not here to do anything else, but here to help you. I realize you guys are probably overworked, underpaid, and you got a lot going on, and I understand that. And I'm not saying I'm here to be some investigator for the sheriff's department. I'm not. I'm here to help you as a journalist. I do interviews with people. I talk to people. I see things. I work with law enforcement. I worked with law enforcement solving the Stephen Smith case. Worked directly with SLED on that. I've worked with Sumter County Sheriff's Department, the Charleston County Sheriff's Department, multiple counties in this state. So I know how to do it. I know how to be discreet, and I know how to give you information that can help you. But if you don't want the help and you just ignore these things, they don't go away. The people don't go away. They're still looking for their loved ones. They're still looking for answers. And I can't tell you how many people I've had say that they just stopped getting calls from the sheriff or the sheriff's department. It's really just upsetting. But I don't know what else to tell you, but I'm here to help. I know where Jana is. I know who did it. I know where it happened. I know what happened after, and I know where she is. Now, would somebody in the state of South Carolina, anybody in the state of South Carolina, please do your job. Don't expect somebody else to do it. Maybe somebody with a higher authority can come in and say, hey, what's going on with this? Because we've got people telling us all kinds of things that are going on, and you guys aren't doing anything. And, Mr. Bailey can get on Fox and tell Margaret Ann Carter all he wants, what he's doing and what he's done and what he's going to do. He's not doing it. Or his lead detective for the sheriff's department is not doing it based off of evidence, based off of my recorded phone call, based off of my emails to him, based off of my emails to the coroner. Nobody's doing anything that I know of, that other people know of. Now, I will say this. I did hear that Lieutenant Suber did bring down a cadaver dog. It might have been 2. I don't know the results of that. I will find out. But if they brought a cadaver dog that was worth their weight in doggy snacks, they would have went to that well. Anyway, that's it for today. It's a short series, but we're on 97.7 WVFF, which stands for Veterans for Freedom Radio, the Truth in Broadcasting Corporation out of Cottageville, South Carolina. This is Swamp Justice.
As cold as ice, or maybe a ghostly swamp creature who keeps the peace. Swamp justice, where facts and fables meet.
Where facts and fables meet. How appropriate is that in this particular situation? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next time on Swamp Justice. This is Crime and Cask on 97.7 FM. Out of here. Crime and Cask, go.